Hello, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's. So I have here Peugeot Expert that's come from a few hours away because it had a diesel additive tank fitted, Eolys tank, pat flue tank, basically the tank that I've done loads of videos on. So it's had a new one. This seems to be a common issue lately where people are fitting new tanks and the error just doesn't go away. Now I'm thinking, you know, it depends on who's fitted it. Have they reset the system properly? Or is there a bigger issue going on? So we're going to try and find out. Okay, so inside this vehicle here we've got a spanner light on, engine with a exclamation mark down there. It's done 112,000 miles. Okay, so just finished a diagnostic scan here using the Launch UK Eurotab 3. We have a P1434 multiplex additive pump fault, permanent fault. So see, first thing you're going to just try and do is the simplest: switch the engine off, clear the code, clear, what's going on, clear the DCCs, come on. Let's try it this way, clear. Okay, the fault's cleared. Start the engine back up. So it's all clear now. Let's try and take it for a drive, see how long that lasts. Well, I've just given it a little rev up there for a second and it's all popped back up, so the fault's still there. Okay, so the next step I'm going to do is go to special functions, spare parts, emissions control and replacement of the fuel additive tank here. So I'm just hoping maybe the last mechanic didn't do this, we don't know. So we're going to try that before we go any further. It can take up to 10 minutes. Okay, so some time has passed there. The lights come back on, so the reinitialization hasn't worked. We're going to have to get the van up on some ramps and we'll have a little look further into it. Okay, so I've just removed the plastic there cover and I've got both tanks here, so the new tank and the one that was fitted to it previously. I very much doubt that both of these tanks are faulty, so I'm going to have a little look further into it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm testing the plug. So you can see there I've got 14 volts on the live supply and we're getting a canvas signal. We've also got 13.7 volts there on that. Now I'm going to run a continuity test off the earth cable to the body. If we insert that in here, we've got an earth working. Okay, so I've refitted all of the tank there. Right, now I'm kind of confused because why have we got an additive tank fault? I've reinitialized the tank. We seem to have power supply and canvas signal coming from there and an earth cable, earth feed as well. So I don't know, scratching my head at the minute. Okay, so somewhere behind this bundle of mess are some fuses. I'm going to try and get in there. I mean, to make this as difficult as possible, don't I? All of these wires in front of the fuse box. I'm going to test all of these fuses in here. So now we've got some more fuses under here as well. We're going to test these as well. Okay, so I think I found one issue in here anyway. I don't know what fuse it's for, but we've got a dead fuse here. So you see, if we test some of these like this, we get a beep. If we test this one, well, currently I'm not getting anything from it, so probably a dead fuse there. See, again, we're getting a beep from that one. Now, I know we've already got voltage, so probably ask why am I even checking fuses, but never know with these French cars, you know, something might be related somewhere down the line. Well, that fuse is working, so I'm not sure why I'm not getting continuity there. Now if we test the fuse from here, you can see that fuse is working. Okay, we're finished in the fuse boxes. We can't see any issues there either. Now, I was thinking, you know, I do see a lot of very silly minor mistakes that people make, like fitted a new tank and they haven't plugged it in properly or something like that. I was hoping that it was going to be something like that, but we have a working tank, we have a working plug, we have working canvas signal, all of our fuses are okay, so I'm a little bit confused right now. So I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try to do the priming of the additive tank. I'm going to go and see if I can hear the... Oh, what's going on there? Let's try that again. Oh, something's going on. Maybe I have to restart this. Probably had the ignition off for too long and it's confused it. Try that again. Okay, we'll update. So now what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to come in here to the BSI unit, make sure there's nothing in there that needs to be reset. But obviously the only place that there is a fault coming up is the ECM. So that's why I was just looking in that area. Let's have a look what parts we have. I don't think we'd have any of those items in here. Maintenance schedule, configuration, learning. That's going to be just learning of keys, injectors, etc. Okay, so coming back into the codes here, we can see we've got a few different codes that have come up now. U1F3C. What else have we got? A B1811 brake pedal, and a B1811 diesel fuel additive pump. But obviously we have unplugged the tank, so that's maybe why we're getting different faults there. So I'm going to clear those faults. So we've still got these two. Okay. Now this is in what unit? Is this in the BSI unit? Yeah, that's the BSI unit. Okay, so let's go back in again. Let's go back to the ECM. Read faults, P14, and we've also got the U118 again. Clear that. Now we're going to just try and do the spare part again. Work on the emissions, replacement of the additive tank. Okay, so we're going to wait for that timer to run down. I'm going to go outside now and see if I can hear the additive tank working. Okay, so I can't hear any ticking noise coming from that tank. Okay, that's complete. Now we're going to go back again, clear the fault codes. We'll start her up, let it run now for a minute. There we go, we got the fault code back again. So what is the issue here? Have we got two faulty tanks? Well, the answer to that is I've got a tank here in the van. I've got a few different tanks and we've also tested those, and I know those tanks are working, but we're still getting this fault come up. Alright, I'm gonna try. I don't know if I'm just having a brain freeze moment. Is there something I'm forgetting here? You know, sometimes you can have a lot on your head. I've got a lot on my head lately, but I'm just thinking, have I got some sort of brain freeze moment? Am I forgetting something here? Is there something I'm forgetting? I'm not sure, you can tell me, but I can't see what the issue is there. Irrelevant to that, I've noticed since I've done the update that the interface here has changed a little bit. Have we got the fault code back in the ECM? Yes, we have. And we've also got it in the BSI, which is a different code. Okay, as per the customer's request, I'm going to try one last thing here that we can maybe do, which is vehicle configuration. And I'm going to see if I can just disable the additive tank. Now, I have done this on some cars in the past. I've done it on my sister's Peugeot 308 a few years ago, and it hasn't caused any issues. So it doesn't seem to have any immediate effect on the system. So customer wants me to try and do that. Diesel additive tank. We're going to say absent. Now hopefully this is going to configure. On some of these models it just doesn't work for some reason or another, but let's try that. Configuration. Yeah, it says failed. Okay, so we've managed to do that. It failed a couple of times there, but we've managed to get that go through. Maybe use internet connections or something like that. So alright, we've managed to say that it's absent of a fuel additive tank. Now I know it's not the right thing to do, but I mean at the moment the customer has got like to book it into Peugeot. He had a 9 weeks wait, and you know he's saying to me he doesn't want to start replacing BSI units and wire and looms where it's going to go into, you know, it could go into 2-3 grand, that sort of areas, or you know it might be less than that, might be more, it's hard to say, but he doesn't want to wait 9 weeks just to get it looked at by them, and I'm not sure there's anything else I can do further with the matter. But for now, I think what we're going to do is call that a temporary fix of just turning off the lights, and it'll give the customer a chance to have a think about what he wants to do in the future, if he wants to leave it off, or if he wants to, you know, get the issue fixed. At least it's going to give him time to think about it and time to drive the vehicle around while he's waiting to have it looked at. While I'm here, I'm going to look at his DPF. He's got 10 millibars of pressure, which is close to the limit. What the customer is asking me to do is from one of my videos. He's seen where we've reset the particulate filter. So if we look on the exhaust line information, I'm looking for particle filter regeneration status, exhaust line information 2, is it here somewhere? Distance remaining before you need to replace the particle filter, 209,000 kilometers. So it looks like somebody's already reset that. What he wanted me to do was he didn't want his vehicle to say it needs a new DPF pretty soon, because he's almost at the 120,000 mile mark where it will give you that error for that. Okay, so we'll remove the diagnostic machine and we're going to take it on a little run, make sure everything's confirmed that the fault light is gone. So kind of confirmed there on our test drive, the fault is not returning and the vehicle is good to go. So that's it, we're all finished on the Peugeot Expert, and I'll see you in the next video.